Well said. For author Pieter-Louis Myburgh now joins us via Skype. Pieter-Louis, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Before we speak about the events of last night, can I just ask you, for the record, have you received legal papers from Ace Magashule?
At this stage, there's no papers or summons served on anybody, not myself, a publisher, or the legal team who's representing us. So there's nothing, no.
Last night, any author would want to enjoy the launch of a book, especially one which most books take a very long time to put together. What was going through your mind last night as you were talking about your book, and then all of a sudden all hell broke loose?
Yeah, look, so there is a fair amount of frustration involved because, I was in discussion with Mr. Mondi Makanya, City Press's editor. He was leading the discussion. And we were, busy unpacking and delving into some of the issues raised in the book. And certainly a book launch is a very great opportunity for anybody who wants to contribute to such a discussion to also partake. There's a question and answer session that, comes after the formal discussion. And those members who claim to have a grievance with the way the book was written or the issues that it raised certainly had a opportunity to raise their voices at the platform, but they instead chose to disrupt the evening for everybody at the event and make it impossible to have a constructive discussion about the book.
Now, there's been reaction coming in from all quarters this morning or since last night when these events unfolded, and we saw it all over social media. We've got members of the ANC Youth League in the Free State saying that they will continue to do what they can to stop this book, saying that they will even burn books. But at the same time, you've got somebody like the ANC's chief whip and former national spokesperson, Jackson Mthembu, being quite forceful on Twitter this morning, condemning these actions. Who do we believe in the ANC, and who do you believe in reaction to what happened last night?
Yeah, I guess it kind of also ties into the general sort of falling about in the initial handling of the book by the ANC, the communications that came out from the party and an intention to retract that very vitriolic statement that was released on the Sunday when the book was first put on the shelves. The newspapers reported on it. So there seems to be a lot of disunity in the party in terms of how to handle this book, in terms of what its approach is going to be. And, if the ANC Youth League is now, propagating certain actions around the book that is not in line with the ANC's formal policy, then the mother body really has a job to bring into line those who affiliate to the organization. And it's going to be very telling of the ANC in terms of its ability to bring what appears to be wayward ANC members in line over the next couple of days or weeks.
Now, Pieter-Louis, it's 2019. We're more than 20 years into our democracy. How alarmed should we be that we have people in the public space threatening to burn books?
I think we should be very alarmed. I think it reflects, firstly, very badly on the party. The ANC, from its inception, coincidentally, in Bloemfontein in 1912, is a fundamentally intellectual organization. Its founding documents are well-constructed, well-argued, intellectual arguments. And now at least an element of the party is resorting to the burning of books, which is a completely blatant form of anti-intellectualism, which of course is a departure from the party's founding values. So I think that in itself is very concerning for the party. As a country, certainly too, I think the burning of a book is also a metaphor for, more violent intentions. And of course, such, book burnings have a historical context too. If you want to go back to Nazi Germany or the events that developed in Germany before the rise of the Nazi party. So it really just is a sad reflection on, certain factions, certain people in this country's ability to, in a healthy and mature manner, grapple with difficult issues and discuss and unpack topics that they might not be very comfortable with.
Now, going by the content of your book and indeed the reaction to your book, is it possible for us to separate the ANC from their Secretary General, Ace Magashule?
Well, the separation will only become clear if the party or some element of the party very drastically, very loudly at least, condemns these kind of actions. So the fallout from the book is one thing, but we have to kind of keep in mind that the book unpacks issues that reflect very badly on Mr. Magashule's handling of government affairs in the party, as a party member and as a former Premier of the Free State. So one would really hope that a party that for the last couple of months has been telling the country that it's on a path of renewal and it has kind of set on a new dawn revivalist phase of the party's existence, that it would tackle the very concerning issues of alleged corruption, mismanagement that was perpetuated by Mr. Magashule and his provincial government.
This is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek question to finish off. I was quite amused by a comment by an author, Daryl Bristow-Bovey, on Twitter last night saying, look, I've got a book coming out at the end of this year. If anybody would like to organize a protest, me and my publishers would really like the spike in book sales. Are you ready to talk about the fact that this possibly would give you the kind of publicity that your book publishers wouldn't be able to pay for?
Yeah, look, that always is the unintended effect. We saw that with Jacques Pauw's book, with the attempts by the authorities to suppress the book or to pull it from the shelves, the SSA and so on. My only comment on that is that, once again, I really believe in the public interest value of the issues unpacked in the book, and if that just brings further attention to the matters raised in the book and encourages more people to actually read the book and familiarize themselves with the problems highlighted in the book, then it is a very good development in my opinion.
We'll leave it there. Pieter-Louis Myburgh, the author of Gangster State, a book that's very much in the headlines today following the disruption of his book launch at a bookshop in Sandton last night.